All right, welcome back to another game of On Base Baseball. My name is Brian Hafferkamp. I'm the designer and creator of On Base. And in this game, we're going to play out a game between the Houston Astros and the LA Dodgers from 1986. So, just got my 1986 cards in for the On Base Pocket Edition. And we're going to play these two teams out. I've already played one game between them. This is basically a 3-game set. The first game went 4-0 to LA as they shut out. Houston's offense. Not a lot going on here. Bill Madlock had a game, 4 for 4, home run, a triple, a couple of singles, and 2 RBIs. Also, Steve Sachs, 3 for 4 with an RBI and a home run. So, get into this one. Let me go through the starting lineups real quick. This is going to be Bill Doran at second base, Craig Reynolds at short. This is for the Astros. Danny Walling at third, Glenn Davis at first. So all their infielders felt like the Braves. This is how the Braves are built, where all their infielders hit top 4. Jose Cruz in left field, Terry Poole in right, Andy Ashby is catching. Billy Hatcher, sorry, I'm brain freeze. Billy Hatcher is in center field. He's hitting 8th, and Bob Nepper gets a start on the mound. Lefty could go 26 batters for his stamina, 3.39 FIP. And for the Dodgers, it is Mariano Duncan at short, Steve Sachs at second, Enos Cabell gets a start at first base, Bill Madlock hitting cleanup at third, Mike Marshall in right field, Mike Scioscia is the catcher, Reggie Williams gets the start in center field, and Franklin Stubbs in left. Bob Welch should be on the mound. He's a righty, can go 30 batters for stamina, and a sparkling 2.78 FIP. So both pitchers pitching out of this best card, the first column, I would call it, and should make it a little bit easier. I've got some orange for Houston and blue for LA and white for our D10. So a little more colorful. And again, we read these, we read the 2d6s first, but we read them the small one first. So that's a 13. And then you'll read whatever your d10 is. If we hit a 0, which is a 10 for me, I need to roll again. So, all right, let's get this one going. It'll be Doran, Reynolds, and Walling against Bob Welch. Doran is a 10 batting runs. We got a 14. And 14 is a blank here. 14 to a 10 batting runs is going to be a base hit as he hits one past the shortstop into left center field. And Bill Doran is on base with a single. Let's go and try to get it started right. 1 to 6, he can steal second base. Otherwise, he'll be out. It's a 5, and he's in there with the stolen base. Craig Reynolds to the plate is a -12. We're going to bunt with him. So, sorry, I should re-roll. We're going to bunt with him. A 1 or a 2 is a successful sacrifice. Otherwise, it is a strikeout. I mean, a 1 or 2 is a strikeout. Otherwise, it's a successful sacrifice. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. So, he gets the bunt down. A guy who's a -12, that's not a guy that you're expecting to do much with, so it's a good guy to bunt with. And we are going to have a sacrifice fly here. That's to deep left center field. Caught at the warning track, but that's going to get the run in, and that's exactly why you steal and bunt. So turns into a sacrifice fly, and that'll be Denny Walling, who drives in the first run of the game. 55 is to a 26. 55 is going to be a double play or a strikeout. That's going to be a strikeout looking as Glenn Davis goes down for the third out. But not before the Astros take a 1-0 lead in the top of the first. Go to the bottom of the first. It'll be Bob Nepper against Duncan, Sachs, and Cabell. Nepper again coming off of here. A 14 for a -17 is going to be a walk. So we'll try the same thing. We'll try to steal second with Duncan. It's a 4, and he's in there with a stolen base. So runner in scoring position for Steve Sachs. Not going to bunt with him. Best hitter on the team. By far the best hitter. 26 is going to be a single with an error check. That's a base hit up the middle. And there is no error on the play. And let's see. He runs at a 6. Let's go ahead and try to score him from second base. So 1 to 6, he'll be safe at home. Otherwise, he's out. It's an 8, and he gets gunned down by the center fielder, Billy Hatcher. Makes a good throw to the plate. And that's an 8-2 putout. So 1 down in the inning. Steve Sachs at first base for Enos Cabell. 24 to a -10 is going to be a double play. And so that's going to go 5 to 4 to 3. And we get our fielder's choice here. And what turned out to be started as a promising inning, turned out to be a little bit disastrous as Billy Hatcher throws out Mariano Duncan trying to score. And then they hit into the double play. So we go to the top of the second inning. Houston up 1-0 in this one. It will be Cruz, Poole, and Ashby. Cruz is a 7, so a 12. That's going to be a ground out to the second baseman. It's only out number 1. Terry Poole to the plate, a 15. Against a -3. So that's here. 15 is going to be a base hit. That's a base hit into right center field. And Terry Poole is on with 1 out. Alan Ashby to the plate, a 26 to a -2 is going to be a ground out. That's grounded to first base. We're going to get the force out. This is how I usually like to play it. Someone was actually asking about this, like, what do you do with the regular ground out? I play it as a force out, especially if there's an opportunity for a double play, like a force out at second base. I will take the out at second base as an automatic. So they're going to go and get that fielder's choice automatically. And then I roll against the batter's speed rating, which in this case is a 1. So if it's not a 1, he's going to be out. But if, let's say it was Billy Hatcher, a 1 to 7, he would be safe at first. So a 1 to a 1 is all that Andy Ashby has. And that's going to be a 3-6-3 double play. So it adds a little bit of drama into the game because you don't quite know, especially if there's a runner at third base or something like that. You don't quite know. So double play gets Houston out of the inning. It also tends to keep the scoring down a little bit, which is a little bit more appropriate. Make those hitters work for it. So bottom of the second inning, 1-0 Houston. It'll be Madlock, Marshall, and Sosha, heart of the order for the Dodgers, for Lasorda's Dodgers. 56 to a 3 is going to be a strikeout. Brings up Mike Marshall. And a 33 is a strikeout off of the pitcher's card. You can see for Marshall, a 33 would have been a flyout. 36 is going to be a walk taken off of the pitcher's card. So he walks Mike Sosha. So Sosha aboard with 2 outs. And a 56 to a -2 is going to be another strikeout. So Bob Welch. It's not Welch, it's Nepper. Nepper with 3 strikeouts. Not a huge strikeout pitcher, I don't think. But gets it done there as he shuts down LA in the bottom of the second. Go to the top of the third. It is 1-0 Houston. And it'll be Hatcher, Nepper, and Bill Doran to the plates. And 11 is a strikeout. And that'll be a strikeout looking as Terry Poole gets caught. Bob Nepper to the plate. He's hitting off the pitcher card, which is here. 24 is going to be a double play or a strikeout, so another K. Strikeouts abound here today. strikeout number 3 for Bob Welch. And this will be a ground out. That goes to the shortstop. So Bill Doran grounds out to short. And that's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Houston in the top of the third. 1-0 Houston as we go to the bottom of the third inning. It'll be Stubbs, Welch, and Duncan in the inning. 56 to a -4 is another strikeout. Brings up Bob Welch to the plate. A 25 is a fly out. That's to left center field. I don't know why I rolled those again. That wasn't the one. So fly out to left center field. And that's going to be out number 2, as there's no error on the play. A plus sign is a fly out with a plus, which means you need to do an error check. Back to the top of the order, Mariano Duncan walked and got thrown out in his first at-bat. Thrown out trying to score. And this time up, he is going to line out to the second baseman. So 3 up, 3 down go the Dodgers in the third. 1-0 Houston as we head to the top of the fourth inning. Bob Welch still on the mound. 23 to a -12 is going to be a walk. So Craig Reynolds at first in front of Denny Walling. Walling had a sac fly in his first at bat. 23 here, though, is going to be a ground out with an error check. So ground out to third base. We'll check the error. There's no error on the play. So we're going to go, like I said, 5-4 on the fielder's choice. And then we'll roll against Denny Walling's speed, which is just a 2. So 1 or a 2, he'll be safe. It's a 9, and he is out with the 5-4-3 double play. Pitcher's best friend. Glenn Davis stands in. A 46 to Glenn Davis is going to be a line out or a pop out if this is a 7 or greater. It is. So that's going to be a pop up to the second baseman. So down goes Houston in the top of the fourth inning. We head to the bottom of the fourth. This one, a good pitcher's duel, moving right along. 46 to Steve Sachs is going to be the same thing, a line out or a pop out. This will be a line out, and that is a hard hit ball right to the third baseman. Nice catch at third, Denny Walling, as he catches it for out number 1. Brings up Enos Cabell, first baseman. He grounded into a double play in his first at bat. He's going to have a strikeout here, though, as he gets caught looking. And that brings up Bill Madlock. Madlock also a strikeout victim in his first at-bat, but he's going to, let's see, he's a 3, so 14 is going to be a walk. So third walk of the day issued by Bob Nepper. A 14, this is going to be the same result as he get back-to-back walks. Mike Marshall trots down to first, and over to second goes Bill Madlock. And with 2 down and 2 on, Mike Scioscia is going to strike out. So there's no need to have a double play. It's a double play or a strikeout, so no need for a double play there, as that's the third out of the inning. So 1-0 is our score. We had a sac fly from Denny Walling that scored Bill Doran back in the first. That's the only scoring we've had so far. It's been pretty well pitched, these 2 games that I've played. We'll see if that holds. Jose Cruz Sr., Terry Poole, and Andy Ashby to the plate against Bob Welch. First game was pitched by Rick Honeycutt, so Welch and Honeycutt, they both wound up moving over to the A's up the coastline to San Francisco. And I just thought that was kind of weird that they were both on both steps. So this is a ground ball to short. And Jose Cruz is down. I want to say Cruz Jr. all the time. but he is definitely not the junior. Terry Poole is up. He is a 25 batting runs. I mean, he's a -3. So 25 to a -3 is a fly out. That goes down the left field line. We'll see if there's an error. No error on the play. So caught right at the line by Franklin Stubbs, and that's going to bring up Andy Ashby. For Ashby, this is also a fly out, this time down the right field line. And testing the outfielders, Mike Marshall makes the play on the right field line. And that's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Houston as Bob Welch disposes of the middle of the order. It's 1-0 Houston as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Bob Nepper is still out there. He can go 26 batters. He's not even to 18 yet. Both pitchers looking good so far. This is another strikeout for Bob Nepper. Uh, 44 to a -4. We got a blank here. And that will be a fly out to right center field. Picked up by the center fielder. So Stubbs is down, and then Bob Welch stands in. He gets a hold of one to deep center field. Going back on it is the center fielder. Who is that? Billy Hatcher, and he makes a nice running catch. And that's going to be out number 3. So another 3-up, 3-down inning for Bob Nepper as he puts the Dodgers down in the 5th. And we head to the top of the 6th. 1-0 is our score. We got some movement here. A 34 to a -7 is going to be a base hit as Billy Hatcher gets on in front of the pitcher. He's a 7, so we're going to try to steal with him. 1 to 7, he's going to be safe at second. And that is a 2. That's a stolen base for Billy Hatcher. And Bob Nepper is going to bunt. So we'll keep him in there. He's only at 18 batters. He can go 26 for his stamina. A 1, though, is going to be a strikeout as he fails to put the bunt down. And that's going to bring up Bill Doran. Doran 1 for 2 in the game. A 34 to a 10 is going to be a fly out. That goes out to left center field. It'll be caught by the center fielder. That's out number 2. And no advancement from the runner. So it's up to Craig Reynolds. See if he can knock him in. A -12. A 14 is going to be a walk. So he will pass the baton to Denny Walling, who has the only RBI of the game. He's an 18 batting runs and a 22. That's a big hit, as he is going to double into the left center field gap. And that's going to be a 2 RBI double. And that one gives Houston a 3-0 lead. So this one definitely scores. With 2 outs, you get 1, 2 for the double. Plus, I always give an extra base because they're running either as soon as the pitch is made or as soon as the ball is in the air. So you can score from a double for sure that gets to the gap. So 2 RBI double for Denny Walling. He's got all of the runs batted in for Houston on this day. And we have a walk to Glenn Davis. The inning starting to get away from Bob Welch just a little bit. Let's see if he can even the ship. A 56 to a 7 batting runs is a strikeout as he gets Cruz swinging through the pitch. That's going to be out number 3, and he does right the ship. He gives up 2 runs though, and he's given up 3 in 6 innings. It is 3-0 Houston over LA. We'll see if LA can mount anything. It's going to be Steve Sachs or bust, I think, today. So we'll see if Duncan can do something here against the very tough lefty Bob Nepper with a 3.39 FIP in 1986. Duncan is 0 for 1. He lined out in his last at bat. 56 is going to be a strikeout looking as Nepper gets him on a breaking ball. Brings up Steve Sachs. This will be a ground out to the shortstop. And quickly 2 outs, and Enos Cabell to the plate. A 15 to Cabell is going to be a ground out. That one goes to the second baseman. No problem at second base for Bill Dorn as he puts it away for out number 3. We go to the top of the 7th. It is 3-0. Bob Welch can go 30 for his stamina. Let's see if we can keep him in there long enough to maybe get some runs for LA. 56 against a -3 is going to be another strikeout as he gets Terry Pools swinging through a fastball. Andy Ashby to the plates. A 15 for him is going to be a base hit up the middle. Just a 1, he's not a threat to steal. Billy Hatcher stands in. A 25 is going to be a fly out. That's down the left field line. Coming in hard to the line is the left fielder Jose Cruz, and he makes the catch and left. That's going to be out number 2. No advancement from the runner. And 18, 19, 20, 21. We'll leave Bob Nepper in there. We plan to keep him out there. He's going to take a walk, and that'll drive a manager batty, walking the pitcher. And so back to the top of the order with Bill Dorn. A 25 to a 10 batting runs is a fly out. That's to straightaway center field. There's no error on the play. And that'll be out number 3. So, definitely not 1, 2, 3. Houston Strands 2 in the top of the 7th. Good job by Bob Welch coming back to lay down the Astros in the 7th. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It is 3-0 Houston over LA. And it is Bob Nepper still on the mound. He'll face off against Madlock, Marshall, and Sosha. Seems like the part of the order, if they're going to do damage, this is going to be it. So a 45 to 3 is a long single. That doesn't really mean anything when your speed is not very good and nobody's on base. So Madlock on for the first time with a base hit. He's 1 for 2 now. This is going to be a big drive from Mike Marshall as he rips one. Yeah, he rips one into right center field, and that will be it won't be an RBI double. That'll push the runner over to third with not great speed here. We're not going to try to score them, but we got runners at second and third now with Mike Sosha coming to the plate. Sosha 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He's going to hit a fly ball here, I believe. It is. It's a fly out to center field. Oh, and we got an error. Oh, wow. Boneheaded play in center by Billy Hatcher. As he can't corral it, that's going to allow everybody to score, or the third guy from third to score. And from second base, he is going to advance 1 base. So now we have runners at first and third, nobody out, and 1 in. Do we stick with Nepper? We'll give him 1 more batter, see if he can make something happen, and he does not. That's nothing good. That is going to be a bases clearing triple. Wow. That one went south quickly, and the game is now tied. So, man, that went south really fast. So 3 quick runs with nobody out, and that's going to be the end of the line for Bob Nepper. So coming into pitch, we're going to bring in Aurelio Lopez. Actually, let's bring in Larry Anderson. I used Charlie Kerfeld for a couple of innings in the previous game. So Larry Anderson, righty, can go 7 and a 3.27 VIP. So let's see if he can sort of get them through this patch here. It's got a runner at third. That is the go-ahead run. And there are nobody out. Nobody out. Franklin Stubbs to the plate. 34 to Stubbs. He's a -4. That's going to be a long single. Just a 4 on his speed, so that doesn't matter. And it doesn't really matter that the runners get an extra base. So Franklin Stubbs with the go-ahead RBI single. And we're going to get a pinch hitter for Bob Welch as he's sort of nearing the end of the line. He stayed in long enough. I guess now he's qualified for the win, and they're ahead. So see how that works out. Let's go with Greg Brock. So we'll pinch hit here with Greg Brock. Brock is a 1 -2. All right, so Greg Brock to the plate. He's facing off against Larry Anderson. A 25 is going to be a fly out to left field, straightaway left. Oh my gosh, it's another error in left. And this is a disastrous inning for Jose Cruz, as that's going to allow the runner to advance. Ooh. Tough one, tough one. So Mariano Duncan to the plate to 46 is going to be a fly out. That's to center field. There'll be no advancement by the runners, but that is the first out of the inning. So 4 already in, 2 on, 1 out. And a 14 is probably not going to be very good. That's a base hit up the middle. And the Dodgers, who for so long were held with nothing, are all of a sudden busting out here. That will load the bases as they will leave. Not try to score with that guy. Just a 4 speed. So less than a 50% chance of scoring. Enos Cabell will come to the plate. Maybe we can get a pinch hitter here for him. I don't know what they have here. Reggie Williams is already in the game. Ken Landreau, maybe. It's a first baseman. So we'll leave Brock in to play first base. And we're going to pinch hit here with Landreau. He'll come in to play, let's say he comes in to play left field. And that means the pitcher's spot will be here. So Landreau is a -4, -5. So a little bit of a bump here in terms of offense. So he comes in here, and he actually comes in here. So let's do that. And a 45, that could be good things. 45 is going to be a long single with the bases loaded and 1 out. That's going to push this runner to third, and that's going to score these 2 runs. And the bleeding just is not stopping for Houston. As an explosion of offense, 6 runs now for LA in the bottom of the 7th inning. Another, boy, that's just a terrible roll. Wow. 14 is going to be a walk. And they just cannot get a good roll here, as the bases are now loaded again, And we are going to play you got to play the infield in here. 25, doesn't matter, that's going to be a fly ball. That goes out to center field, and no error on the play. That'll be out number 2. Steve Sachs runs at a 6. Let's try to score him. Actually, we'll leave him there. Mike Scioscia is up. So bases loaded, 2 down for Mike Scioscia. 25, that's going to be another fly ball. That one goes out to right field, but got to check for the error. There is another error, and just the nightmare inning that won't stop. As with 2 outs, it's like a base hit, so everybody's going to get extra bases because they're running on the contact or on the pitch. Man, that is really just he doesn't get any RBIs. Man, that is really sad. 8-3 now. I'm sorry for everybody on the camera, on who's watching this, how this is devolved for Houston. 56. Finally is going to get a strikeout to end the inning, but wow. So we have 1 error here and a couple of errors here. I don't even know how many of those runs were earned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 runs in the bottom of the 7th, and that is a snowman. So it is now 8-3, and it didn't matter what pitcher you put out there. Sheesh, that's a terrible inning. So Houston trying to come back here. 8-3, they're down. And we head to the top of the 8th inning. We got to get a new pitcher in for Bob Welch. Let's go with how about Dennis Powell? Powell can go 10. He's a lefty. Has a 4.01 FIP. So that's going to be the end of the line for Bob Welch, who goes 7 innings. Gives up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. 3 runs, all were earned. 1, 2, 3, 4 walks. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Ks. All right, so here we go. Dennis Powell. Dennis Powell on the mound. He'll be facing off against Reynolds, Walling, and Davis. I think they really have anybody better to bring in for Reynolds. 44. 4 is abound. 44 to a -12. Oh, we should have this guy here. So, actually, we're gonna have to get a new pitcher for Houston, I think. 44 is a blank, and 44 to a -12 is going to be a walk. So that's a good start for Houston. Not a good start for Dennis Powell. He'll face Danny Walling, and that's really bad. That's going to be a double into the left center field gap. And that's going to push that runner to third. So runners at second and third for Glenn Davis. 14 is going to be a base hit. That's into right field. That's an RBI. And they'll hold up the runner at third base, just a 2-speed. That's going to be runners at the corners. Nobody out for Jose Cruz. 15, that's going to be another base hit. This one, a bouncer up the middle. And that's going to score that run from third. All of a sudden, it's 8-5. And not looking good for Dennis Powell. a 13, and get a ground out here. That's going to go to the first baseman, so we'll get a fielder's choice. That'll be out number 1. We'll roll against Terry Poole's speed, which is just a 3. 10 doesn't matter. 2, he beats it out. So we go 3-6 on the put out. That's going to move the runner to third. So we'll have runners at first and third. Double play still gets them out of the inning. It's a 22 though, as Andy Ashby comes up with a, does he have a triple? He does. He has a triple, and that's going to clear the bases. So a 2 RBI triple, big hit for Andy Ashby. As both runs come home to score. And it's now 4, so 6, 7. So 8-7 now, and I think that's going to be it for Dennis Powell, who only gets 1 out and gives up 4 runs. Man, the relief pitching is horrid in this game. All right, so feels like maybe you're saving the game here. So let's bring in Ken Howell. So Howell replaces Powell, and hopefully that means better things. So 3.60. Still pitching off the same card, but I find sometimes if you bring in a pitcher, even though they're at the same level, it just changes the game. I don't know how that happens. So he goes up 1, 2, 3, 4 hits, 4 runs. He's still responsible. Sorry, he goes 0.1. Gives up 4 hits. He's still responsible for this guy. He had 1 walk and no strikeouts. All right, so runner at third represents the tying run. Ken Howell, basically the closer, is in. And let's see if he can shut down Billy Hatcher. 35 to a -7 is going to be a double play or a strikeout. There's no double play. So he comes in and promptly gets a strikeout. That's a big out, number 2. And it'll be the pitcher spot. So we've replaced Nepper here, so it's Anderson who will be replaced. And we need a pinch hitter. How about Kevin Bass? He is the perfect person. So he comes in the 8th. Bass is a 26 plus 5. So he's getting the day off, and we'll see if we're going to bring him into the game or not. He is going to at least pinch hit for Bob, or for the pitcher spot, I guess, Larry Anderson. And we have 2 outs here. So 2 down, tying run at third base, and one of the best hitters in the National League is up, pinch hitting, but he is going to ground out to the second baseman, and that's going to be all she wrote. So what does Bass play? He plays right field. So let's put the pitcher spot here. Bass will come in. He'll play right field. We'll move Terry Poole over to center field in the 8th. And Ken Howell gets out of that inning, but they do give up 4 runs. So a wild couple of innings here. Relief pitching not doing so good. We need a new pitcher for Houston. So let's go with Aurelio Lopez. So he's here. Basically, we have both pitchers going off there. So Aurelio Lopez is a right-hander. He's going to face off against the bottom of the order. It'll be Franklin Stubbs. I don't think they really have much else better than that on the bench. Matacek, is that his name? Matacek. Yeah, I don't think there's a lot left here. So Franklin Stubbs to the plate. 44 to him is going to be a fly out. That's out to left field. And that'll be out number 1. Oh boy. Greg Brock with a triple. That is a triple down the line. A lot of triples in this game. And he's going to wind up at third base. Must have been misplayed out in right field. So a 35 to Mariano Duncan is a double play or a strikeout. So we get the strikeout here. That's a big second out of the inning. And we'll see if they can put down Steve Sachs. In fact, they're going to walk Steve Sachs with the intentional walk. So that puts runners at the corners, and that'll bring up Kenny Landreau, who came in back in the 7th inning. A 15 to a -4 is a base hit, and that's going to be a big knock. That'll drive this base runner to third, and that's going to drive in this run from third base. So big RBI single there from Kenny Landreau as he puts LA up by 2, 9-7. Oh man, the hits just keep on coming. Bill Madlock with a double into deep center field. That one hits off the base of the wall. And that's going to score this one here. And with 2 outs, that's going to score this runner from first. And that is a 2 RBI double for Bill Madlock, who comes through. He's now 2 for 3. A 46 to a 2 is going to be a double play or a strikeout. That'll be a strikeout to end the inning, but not before the Dodgers strike again. They put up 3 more in the bottom of the 8th, and they are ripping. Man, I can see why they had starting pitchers stay in for so long in these games. So that's going to be an 11-7 lead. We head to the top of the 9th inning. LA looking to close this one out. They have their closer in already. He's only faced 2 batters, so he's going to be looking just like he is. He'll face off against Bill Doran. A 46 to him is going to be a pop out. That's a pop out to second base. And that'll be out number 1. Craig Reynolds to the plate. Reynolds walked his last time up. He hits one deep into right center field, but it is going to be playable by the right fielder Marshall as he makes a catch near the warning track. And that'll be 2 outs. Denny Walling to the plate, a 23, is going to be a ground out with an error check. So grounded to the shortstop, and there is no error on the play. And it is Mariano Duncan with a strong throw to first, and a 1-2-3 9th is going to end it for the Astros, and that ends this game. Score of 11-7, so a wild one, as we had 15 runs scored out of the 18 runs in the 7th and 8th innings. Let me pause this. I'll come back with the totals, and we'll wrap this game up. All right, and we are back with the totals. 11-7 is a win for the Dodgers over the Astros. 7 runs on 9 hits, 3 errors, very costly errors for Houston, all here in the 8-run 7th inning. 11 runs on 10 hits and no errors. Player of the game is going to go to Kenny Landreau, who came in, went 2 for 2. He came in the 8th inning, went 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs. Excuse me, and 2 runs scored. Bob Welch gets the win, 7 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs. The loss is going to go to Bob Nepper, who goes 6 innings, Gives up 4 hits and 4 runs, but only 2 of those were earned. Really only 3 earned runs in the entire game for the Astros pitching staff, but I'm sorry, 5 runs were 5 out of the 11 were earned. And just a tough one there as they got handed a tough one by their defense here in this 8th inning. Notables here: Bill Madlock 2 for 3 again, and 2 RBIs, 2 walks, and a run scored. Steve Sachs 2 for 4 with a walk and 2 runs scored. RBIs, 2 RBIs from Reggie Williams, RBI from Franklin Stubbs, and like I said, 3 RBIs here for Kenny Landreau for the Astros. Notables here: 2 for 5 for Denny Walling with 3 RBIs. He had a 2 RBI double and a sac fly. 2 for 4 with a couple of RBIs. He had a 2 RBI triple. That's Alan Ashby, I'm sorry. And yeah, that was it. 1 for 3 for Glenn Davis, 1 for 4 for Jose Cruz, 1 for 4 for Terry Poole. And yeah, a rough go of it here for the Astros pitching relief staff. But you can see 11 runs in the 7th and 8th inning, and that really was the difference in the game. So this is played using the 1986 set, and LA takes the first 2 in this series. This series was played in early June of 1986. And you can find this season at a couple different places. So you can get these cards that you can see here with the set, and here's all the others. You're going to get all 26 teams in the major leagues in that year. So you can see them all here. And on one side are the batters, and one side the pitchers. So you can see everybody. And you're also going to get all of the game engine cards. We didn't have any 30-plus batters, but those are your sort of Barry Bonds, Babe Ruth type perennial MVP type candidates. So you're going to get all the different pitcher cards, and then this hitter card goes with these. So if you're playing National League or you're playing in a World Series and you need a pitcher card, you can use that. If you're playing in the American League, you would just use the 3 cards here. And so you get all of those cards in this set. You get all of these cards in this set, and it comes with its own handy little wrapper, which is this box here. It's got some instructions and sort of reminders inside there. And then you just wrap it up, swaddle it up really, and you hook the box in just like that. It kind of hooks into there, and then now you've got a nice set that you can take with you. It's very portable, and you can take that anywhere on the go. So if you have, you can either print out these on-base baseball score sheets, which you can download those when you buy this pocket edition, or you can go to clarkandaddisongaming.com, go to the free section, and you can download these score sheets as you need. Once you've downloaded the file, you just print it off, obviously, but you can get those. But it has spaces here for batting, defense, and speed. So it's set up for on-base baseball. And now I'm using the at-bats. So you got 7 at-bats here, and you just kind of go down the line like this. But I also have a more traditional inning by inning that has like 12 innings or something like that. It doesn't have this section here where you can do game totals, but it does give you all of the innings that you can have out here. So you pick up either one of those. Typically it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pitchers here. Occasionally, modern era, maybe you might go down to 6 pitchers. But typically there's plenty of space here, especially for older seasons. And then you get both teams on one page. Same for the inning by inning. And if you go to clarkandaddisongaming.com, you can actually pick up the 1986 season using the on-base baseball cards. So each of the players in who got at least one plate appearance or one batters faced gets a card, and they get carded for the entire season. And so you'll have them, all of their values for batting, defense, and speed, and all of the pitcher values for Sierra or FIP. It'll be FIP for 1986. All of those are going to be on each individual player card, so you can play out, with traditional player cards. And there's also something called a roster sheet, which is just basically I don't know if I have one of those. I don't think I have one of those just laying around, but it's basically just a spreadsheet that has every player, and then it has their values, and then it has all of their stats. So basically everything you find on the card is just put onto a kind of a spreadsheet, and that's separated out by teams, and you can play that way as well. So lots of different ways to play this game. If you want something physical, we have this 86. I'll put the link in the description. You can go and purchase that. It'll probably take you 4 to 6 weeks to get that in the mail, because it's all I want to say print by number, but it's print on demand, so you'll be able to pick those up. And I have people just now getting their 1980 sets, and took me maybe 4 to 5 weeks to get this, something like that. So go and pick that up, and once you have them, you got a super portable quick playing game, and you can use the score sheets. You can use just a piece of paper. I know a lot of gamers use a notebook or something like that. That would be totally fine just to keep score. And then you'd have a really ultra portable, basically the whole season is in this box. And so wherever you keep your score sheets, whether it's online or on something like Digital Diamond, or if you do it by hand, you'll be able to play an entire season on the go or wherever you are. There's also an online baseball dice roller online, and in the guidebook it gives you a link to that. I'll also put a link in the description, if I can remember to the dice roller, which you can use on any mobile device, any web enabled device. I think even on a Kindle Fire or something like that, if you had internet, you'd be able to pull that up. In fact, I think I've tested it before on a Fire. So whatever you have, as long as it can get onto the web, then you should be able to use the dice roller. And once you've like opened the web page, as long as you keep that tab open, it'll just be usable. Like, you'll be able to continue to use the dice roller. You don't have to keep refreshing. So if you lose internet connectivity, or if you want to play on a plane or traveling or something like that, you should be able to do it. Just open the page once, keep the tab open, and then you can keep using the dice roller. So really is a very portable game in those ways. I've got lots of other games: baseball, football, basketball. Basketball starting to kick up now. Football getting into full swing. Baseball coming to the end. We're to the division series now. It's October 13th, 2024. And we're getting into the division series right now, like starting on Monday, I believe. And lots of good baseball to come. The 2024 on-base baseball set, not with the pocket edition, but with the cards and the roster sheet sets, that's already out. So if you want to go and pick up the 2024 season and play along with the playoffs, feel free to do that. Every on-base baseball season with the cards and roster sheet sets, those are all $15, and you can find those at clarkandaddisongaming.com. These are $19.99 for the entire season as a pocket edition, and you'll get physical cards. You've seen the cards as I played them. So you'll get that entire season for $20 plus whatever shipping will be to wherever you are. And you can order those internationally. So if you're living overseas, I have several people who are ordering the pocket edition overseas, which maybe, since it's such a small package, maybe it's a little bit more affordable as an option, and gives you the same great gameplay as many of the other basic games, I believe. All right. I think that is it from here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.